Okay, I know you wouldn't hire a lawyer who didn't understand the law. I would certainly hope you wouldn't hire an agent who didn't understand the art of negotiations. I have a story that I feel compelled to share that's actually ongoing right now, but I felt compelled to share because it's certainly not the first or last time that I'm going to run into this. So I have a client who submitted an offer last night on a property, a very fair offer based on the days on market, clean. And if I could tell you one thing about the market right now, it's that negotiations are to be had for the most part. And like I said, the offer we submit was clean, lender's great, communication's there, right? Sent it over, end of the night rolls around, and asking the agent, any word on our offer. And she had shared with me, well, the seller really just wants to let tomorrow play out because there's word of a second showing happening and potentially another offer. Okay, well, so I called my client with that update. I let her know, take it with a grain of salt, because as an agent who's very active in this market, I know all the time buyers say they're going to write an offer and then they just don't. And so we let the night roll and followed up this morning, came up with a strategy that ultimately was expected to have a response by noon today, and 11:30 rolls around and I followed up with the agent and said, hey, can we expect a response by noon? And she had shared with me, well, the seller just really wants to wait until tonight to make a decision. Which is discouraging to hear, for my client, because now here we are twice. We've submit, two different offers, both, again, very great offers, very workable offers, I would say. Definitely offers I would think that a seller would want to engage or entertain after being on the market for almost 2 weeks. And so, I had shared with her, why not just counter, essentially is what I was getting at with her. And she said, well, the seller just wants to wait and see what her options are, which is like the worst thing you could share for a buyer to hear, because it's so discouraging. Because here we are now, we've shown you, we're here, we want to negotiate, we want to have this conversation. It's like pulling teeth, like you're like, okay, we've submit twice now and you're not giving us literally anything. It's just, we're just going to wait. And like, I can tell you as a seller, I've seen this happen because I've had clients that have done it. If you wait too long, you run the risk of losing the one and only offer that you have, anticipating a second, and then the second one never writes. And so, again, I share this story that is not yet finished, but I've seen it time and time again. Buyers who write good offers ready to negotiate, and sellers that sit on them. Whether it's the seller, whether it's the agent failing to communicate to the seller, I'm sure that both scenarios have taken place, but I can't tell you how important it is to hire an agent who can guide you in negotiations. As a listing agent, if I had a workable offer on the table after 2 weeks of being on the market, I would encourage a counter. I wouldn't just say, well, let's just wait and see what today brings, especially if there's just one or two showings. So anyways, I share that just because, again, I see it time and time again, and I think it's something definitely to be aware of. And when you're, sitting down with agents this spring and you're interviewing them and asking them what their strong qualities are, make sure that they can negotiate and communicate. Because as a seller or a buyer, you could leave thousands of dollars on the table if you hire somebody who doesn't understand the art of those two things. So anyways, wish my buyer luck. I hope she gets it. She loves it. It's a great house. It's a perfect fit for her. Always here for any questions. Cheers.